but yeah, they could know. And well, finally, here we go. Biscay is in and greened up.
Yes.
And we're going to see the first game of the play-ins of RTS League Age of Mythology, the Titans Clan League Season 25. Hades, Oranos, Isis against, what was it? Isis, Hades, and Norse, what was it? Thor. So the first to have a look at is right now Guisao, and you can see that the specialty of this map is that all three players actually start very close to each other, so that's very similar to Megalopolis, and we see, well, some nice hippos here at the bottom. And quite a lot of chickens. Well, I was going to say that it's between two players, and it actually isn't. It seems like every player does have a very huge, what is it, flock of chickens. Yeah, you could see already being research hunting dogs, and that's the assumption that actually this map is going to be very rich on hunt. I'm not exactly sure about that yet, but we see the first big doll, which is another special feature of this map, as there is a whole lot of gold in the middle guarded by just exactly those migdolls. So Guisao went for a bit of an aggressive scout in here onto the left, finding some monuments that bear no significance for the game, and at the bottom as well, trying to locate some of the extra TCs that he already knows about, of course, having an Oranos there. And well, this is a pretty good herd of zebras, and double herd actually, but I'm kinda thinking this might be under fire from some Migdol very soon. A lot of dead bodies here as well, so pretty dangerous. And Highlander as the pocket for ONU is the first moving in into the middle here. The last from ONU to have a look at is Hades and a Pisca, and he has discovered some pretty decent woodline together with his starting one, and otherwise not much going on. Pretty good hunt at the back, so yeah, that's your hunting dogs going to pay off, and better scout unit line of sight. Well, that's not all that great relic. At the same time though, let's have a look at the dots, because they have chosen this map, so they have to be going for something special. You can see that Killer Boy as a pocket for Riodis is already moving for the giraffe, and he's definitely hoping that the other two are here, and they are, so pretty good guess. And otherwise, some extra hunt at the forefront, and the Rangers has just switched into the hippo, it seems. Yeah, he can really afford it because he doesn't pay anything for the granary, so it was worth it even for just one hippo. And otherwise, does he see something important for him? No hunt at the back, just some TCs and 5% building crash armor. That's going to be pretty crucial for any defense. And well, Brighead has discovered behind his base a pretty good herd of zebras. That's going to help him quite immensely just at the right time when he killed and gathered all the rest of the hippo. Just having all those chickens without any problem for later, because in the forefront I don't see all that much hunt besides this herd, but I think it's going to be raided pretty soon and it's not going to be all that safe. So I'm at this point slightly questioning the choice of going for the back hunt rather than for the forward one, but I kinda think there might be a reason for that. There's some lone elephant near the pond, but guarding a relic, and what is it? Cheaper siege weapons. Alright. Alright, that's actually a pretty nice one. And since we are at 3 minutes, I would kinda expecting some temples going up and possibly advances, but I don't see anything just from Brighead, who is the first one you would expect from the north. And going for second Ulfsark. Well, it's kinda curious here. How's it looking for the other team, for Onus? How they are preparing. Well, the Oranus is already having a temple, switching into gold with the Willy here, and he might be ready to advance at 330. I would kinda think it would be standard advance here, and I have no wood for the... Yeah, that kinda I think tends to happen on this map. You can see it's pretty much similar for him and for the pocket on the other side, although, yeah, this wood line is seriously better. Really, and getting this TC very nicely. And let's have a look at the TCs because we haven't talked about them yet. These are all back. These are also back. 1, 2, 3. Well, 2 TCs at the front for DoDs. 1, 2, 3, and 3 TCs in the middle. So this is actually not 3 TCs for all. So it will be very crucial who actually takes the middle TCs here. Yeah, they are going to be the crucial and very important part of the game here. So Killboy is almost done with this forefront hunt, and he will be having to move a bit forward, rather backwise into the base. possibly for the chickens, and he's already 50% into Athena. His teammate Rangers is not going anything, and 60% for Forsetti is for Killer Boy, or rather Brighead, sorry here. So they are advancing quite fast, 100% for Guisao as an Oranos, 5% for the Isis for Onus, and well, Bisque is still not advancing. Or is he already advanced? No, I haven't missed anything, but this is going to be super late advanced. Well, that's kinda curious, because advancing at 5 minutes... I kinda think he fell prey. He fell prey actually to choosing the wrong hunting spot, as he probably had to retreat from somewhere forefront into very back, and that probably cost him all the time that we are seeing him missing right now. Yeah, 6% into Ares right now. It's going to be super late, and very curious how dots are going to make advantage of this slight misplay on Onu's part. So walling going in, as Rangers wants to be safe from absolutely everything, and it seems like the map should be reasonably okay to wall. This wall here will protect the extra gold and the TC as well. So yeah, a lot of gold here for him, and it seems like dots are going for big TCs. Both Killer Boy and Brighead are capturing second TCs right off without any aggression whatsoever, and it seems like the pocket for Onu, or rather, well, he's actually the second player on the left, sorry, not pocket, but he's going for a back TC. Kinda curious that he didn't go for this one. It's reasonably safe. He probably expected some Radiant that is not coming, and let's have a look at some of the rest of the relics. Hoplite, Spearman, Ulfsark, and so on. Hack attack. Okay, that could come in handy sometime later in the game. And what's this? Myth units, crush armor. Well, probably for the Hades. Could be useful. So kinda shame that we don't have any Zeus here, but otherwise... Are we seeing something standard from Guisao? It seems like he's going for pretty much normal Oranos, and he will try to raid. Yeah, the Prometheans trying to scout around, trying to see what they find, and they will find Killer Boy's fillies here that are at the wood line. And kinda capturing the TC maybe slightly later into the game. In the forefront, really absolutely nothing happening here, so it seems like some kind of boomy strategy from Ladies of Death, just archery range being dropped by the Hades, of course. And, well, curiously enough, Brighead as a Norse is not doing absolutely anything. You just have some Hersirs and Ulfsarks and trying to wall in. So that's probably going to be a full in into Echo and some faster Mythic. Well, that's going to be quite curious indeed. So faster Heroic for Highlander though. He's not being distracted by this map whatsoever. And he will probably try to capture something in the forefront with his Migdol. He doesn't have a gold to actually capture because of these enemy Migdols, obviously. So, well, this is a pretty sweet spot, 3 gold mines. I think this is going to be a target for Onus quite early and will want to take this at all costs. But I'm thinking that the Migdol from Highlander might be somewhere here because he has quite a lot of VDs here. And yeah, you don't see really any aggression at all from dots. They just really boom in and not paying attention to what enemies are doing. And Rangers is doing pretty much similar stuff as Highlander, it seems. They are very close in score as well. And well, 50% into Nephthys and just a bit of extra defense from DoDs here. I don't see really any advance from Killer Boy, so he will be sticking to the Classical Age for a bit longer, but Brighead already has armory up, so he might be interested in going the Age. Right now, building some extra houses so that he can support the production of villies. And, well, otherwise, Guisao still continue with some extra turmas, but not really going for anything extra, and I don't think this is some very heavy classical aggression either. Just a bit of raid in here, yeah, but absolutely pointless, because it's just basically saying hello, both armies saying hello to each other, and that's not going to result into anything extra special here. So Highlander is done, and he's actually capturing DC first, not really going for a Migdol. So yeah, he actually went for a similar idea that I proposed a moment earlier, but he went a bit further and actually recognized that the middle TCs are going to be super important, and he wants to make sure that he is actually the one controlling them. And he will, with this TC, he kind of controls this gold mine, even though it's behind the tree line here, and well, could be very easily under fire from the extra chariot archers that are going to pop up from this Migdol very soon. So not really safe, but not in power of dots, which is much more important here. Well, this small hole in the wall is actually allowing Guisao to go for some raiding, but with the amount of toxots actually stronger from the Hades, I'm not exactly thinking this is a very good position to raid. Yep, he will have to move somewhere else, and Biscay is going for second or rather third TC at this point himself, and he's booming pretty strong, so his 6-minute advance into classical might not be all that detrimental in the end. This is right now looking like, well, pretty strong boom from Onus. I was thinking that Dots actually should have a stronger economy and whatnot, and well, this is exactly what he's doing. He's going for fast Ragnarok, advancing into Balder from 2 TCs, and yeah, that's a whole lot of fillies. Let's just check post game. And deal, and he is at 50 civilians, almost 50. So let's see if that actually will pay off. It really seems like it will be fast Ragnarok from Brigade. He's already going for upgrades here, you can see, so that's definitely the plan here. And he has to be careful so that he doesn't lose the villies here. Every villy, every hero of Ragnarok will actually count. So let's have a look how Gusao can deal with this. At this point, I'm thinking that Onus will be very nastily surprised by the Ragnarok, because even though they will have the extra TCs in the middle with the Migdol and possibly some army, once the Ragnarok hits, they won't have enough, nearly enough, to actually protect the TCs, and the push could be super strong. Right now, Rangers is finally taking second TC and will be the first one to draw blood from the Odis in the attack here, or not. Just now switching that he is not going for that, and Killboy is going up, so that's into heroic, I think, right? Yep, most definitely, and through Apollo. So it's possibly going to be some surprise at the back of Onus bases as usual. Well, this is slightly unfortunate for Guisao that he's under fire from the Bandit Migdol, so that's going to take ages to actually put up. And does he even know? I'm kind of thinking he doesn't. He's very consumed by the Turmas here, and well. Let's see how this will develop, since we already have a Brigade here. And we have Highlander, yeah, with the Ancestors at the back of the TC, so that's... It was some kind of idea. He probably wanted to limit the amount of villies on the farms here, but that's not going to pay off because of, yeah, the army here from Brigade himself. He is having quite a decent amount of Heresirs. With a bit of micro, he should be able to actually kill the minions without any problem, and the extra fire giant and army arriving at the battle scene from Killer Boy should be more than enough to deal with this without losing the DC. So this was some kind of idea, but not exactly thinking it was the best one. Yeah, it's very close indeed. But the DC is not going down, which results in the Ancestors not doing their job completely. They just did, well, 12 villies weren't gathering, so that's at least something, and could put some strain on actually Dot's economy. But with Brigade going for Ragnarok, I'm not thinking it should be all that important. Guisao, though, has switched the battlefield to the left as well, together with Highlanders, some semblance of an army, together with mercenaries, and they will be trying to take down this Migdol, which is so far, I think, the only one for Rangers. Yeah, very nice wall here at the left. And he's having a pretty good army at this point, and Killerboy just asking for wood, because as in Hades, he will be wanting some extras for getting better toxots. Is he maybe jumping into Mythic himself? No, he isn't, but we see that Brighead is going for trade. Should be kinda okayish. Well, how much do they carry? 74, so that's definitely better than nothing, and this yellow army is growing quite rapidly. And even though we don't see any upgrades, it might be quite strong. And yeah, here we go, Guisao advancing into Thea, but is that going to be enough? I don't really think so, as we see all the villies here moving in for the final assault. So let's see how this will develop. Piska right now seems to be thinking that he's actually having the upper hand, thinking about capturing 4th TC, but well, Ragnarok is here and he will have to rethink what he has thought about right now. So underworld passage at the back of the of the bases, and that's a pretty damn good idea. Killing right off the bat 3 Willies from Guisao, and this is definitely going to cost all the wow, all the TCs here, but this is actually pretty great anticipation by Guisao. Having all these extra towers with the extra sentinels, this should cost extra. Yep, extra heroes here, and that's the reason why actually the heroes are coming back, because they don't trust themselves enough to be able to take this down with all this extra tower fire. And well, pretty good job. Highlander already having 45 TCs. And is the army finally coming back? Yeah, and a lot of birdies. And do they have something against them? Yeah, they do. The Manticore will be fine. And all those extra toxots, heavy, are going to be pretty strong indeed. And here we go with restoration. So the towers basically being nullified at this point. And yeah. Oh yeah, of course. And here we have another ancestors being cast. And they are actually cast somewhere else because I don't see them moving up somewhere here. So where's the green ball up? Potentially somewhere here. And yes, it's in the defense because Highlander was having a pretty strong army in the left. And yeah, that's actually a pretty good one. So once the ancestors are gone, this should be quite good to go into the offensive. So extra towers has been built by Highlander as well, and he will be defending with some extra mercenaries, I think. Home TC from Guisao has been taken down, but still, all these extra towers are dealing a whole ton of damage. And, well, they are definitely something that DoD, I think, did not count with. Pisca is going to lose the TC, but since he has captured the forefront, I don't think he's going to mind all that much. More problematic for him is at this point that his villagers are not gathering. So yeah, that's the problem here. And, well, are ONU able to somehow defend this? So far they are having their hands full. You can see a lot of idle farms, so yeah, the economy damage is very crucial at this point and very real. And this allows Rangers to actually take down Highlander's 30C on the left. Because he doesn't have any army here, and it's not like he can actually do anything about this push at this point. Highlander is having a pretty decent army, but he has to defend against the Ragnarok, and right now against the army of Killer Boy, which still is buying Ranger's time to kill the TC on the left without any problem whatsoever. A few remaining heroes of Ragnarok are in the middle of Guisao's base, together with some extra toxos, but that's not doing anything at this point. And well, TC is being rebuilt by Pisca as well, and here we have Underworld Passage from somewhere else to here. I'm actually not knowing right now where is the other side of it. Ah, here it is, inside the bases with a whole ton of idols from Highlander. But yeah, they have to be careful, DoDs, as this TC is safe again, and Heroes of Ragnarok have to move somewhere else to stop the economy at some other point. At the Killer Boy right now at the bottom was trying to take the TC, which didn't work out because he doesn't have the ceasefire, and Pisca noticed at just the right time. Killer Boy needs to defend right now because he is having all his army in the attack here, fighting against Highlander, who is right now finding himself in a proper 1v2. With the extra mercenaries though, he might be able to hold, but with the damage to his economy inside his base, he will have definitely a harder time, and he's fighting 2 TCs against 3 TCs of Rangers and extra army from Killer Boy. At the bottom, it seems like Brigade is almost dead, and Pisca is casting Underworld Earthquake, which results in the Underworld Passage being gone. So this should result in the TC staying in ONU's power, so that's just at the right time. The advancement into Mythic, and let's have a look. How's it looking? ONU, Guisao, Rangers and Highlander are not advanced. And exactly, Highlander is finding himself at the shorter end of the stick at this point, having all kinds of troubles fighting Rangers here, who has just captured the TC on the left that he has taken from Highlander, and it will be a very beastly ISIS at this point. I think that at this point it's going to be about the mythical Pisca at the right, trying to hold against all his opponents, but he will have a very hard time of this because he is under attack from Killer Boy and extra fire giants, and well, it's kinda hard to do anything against that as a Hades because you don't have the Bellerophon And well, this will probably result in the underworld passage being gone as well. Killer Boy just saying that he messed up a bit, but underworld passage is going to be gone. This middle point is kind of normally secured with a lot of gold for Highlander, and he is able to hold off Rangers just thanks to the mercenaries from his DC. Well, but Rangers is not giving up and trying to build Big Doll to actually secure the position in the middle. And is it going to be enough? At this point, it seems like he is at a pretty favorable position against Highlander. The 4 versus 2 TC should pay off, and the Big Doll, I kind of think, will be up. I don't think that Highlander, even with the proper micro, can stop it at this point. And something else happening inside the bases of ONU. Not really, just capturing extra gold, killing the bandit Migdol, and the army from both Brigade and Killer Boy is right now in the offensive in the middle. And this is a crucial spot for ONUs, because if they lose this, and they seem to be absolutely oblivious to it, and this is just a slaughter of all the villies here. Oh my, this hurts my eyes and ears and nose and whatnot. This is pretty bad at this point for ONUs. No upgrades, but at least having the champions, so that counts. But the amount of those fire giants is pretty scary at this point. Pretty scary indeed, and a lot of it is dead. So Migdol on the left is up. Here we have seen some attempt from Piska actually to somehow even the game. He has been able to take down the TC through some Helepolis surprise attack. But, well, will he be okay to actually secure this point of the map? With a bit of hero help, he should be able to take down these fire giants without too much problem. But, yeah, he doesn't have enough army to actually hold the line at the top and at the same time at the bottom in their bases. This is a pretty sweet play from Brighead, who is actually without any problem with just one hero of Ragnarok. Yeah, that's definitely a hero, blocking all the trade from Highlander, and it seems like ONUs are absolutely not aware of this. And once it happens, Highlander is going to be basically dead, because he will be without any gold, and it seems like his gold gathering in the middle is not going to be enough, because he has lost his mines at the left quite substantially. He is though still able to somehow keep this TC alive, but Migdols are cropping up one by Rangers, and yeah, the villies are still here, and it's going to be another siege works and another Migdol quite soon inside the base of Highlander, who is not going to be in a very sweet position in just a while. So finally some siege towers making their way into the TC for Highlander, and Onupiska is going with some Pestilence, actually trying to help his teammate Highlander, because these Migdols won't be producing anything at all, together with the siege workshops. So yeah, that's actually pretty strategically cast. This should help Highlander somehow recuperate and possibly give Piska some time to deal with the double on him. If he can somehow. Well, Brighead though is doing pretty well with his raiding, even though he's just at the 1 TC. He is doing all he can. He has stopped the markets here, and finally Highlander has noticed and is rebuilding the trade, but still the damage is done, and well, some extra Helepoli from Killer Boy finally making an appearance in the middle, keeping Piske off his EC in the middle, and right now he is down from 4 to 2. And it doesn't seem like he is able to hold this position any longer, and same goes for the middle here. So the only advantages, or rather kind of mid-ish position that is reasonably in ONU's power, is right now Highlander's TC, who is having a quite interesting army. Just a few, rather several chariots against Elise, but with the extra help from the mercenaries, it could actually be enough. And Guisao is finally making an appearance with some army of his, and well, it's Argus's, of course, or Argusai rather. So looking at some of the upgrades, we don't see anything from ONU. At least base attack from Rangers, so that's that. Killer Boy just asking for some extra wood, because he is having a serious shortage, and he definitely wants this TC. Yeah, with all those villies exactly waiting here, and with Perseus overseeing the building site. At this point, it seems like that the middle is reasonably won for deities of death, and they are having the upper hand very reasonably. On the left, that's a lot of idle camels here. And the battle is right now happening only near the Highlanders TC. Only near this TC, and this isn't good news for Highlander because he is probably going to lose the Migdol very soon. It would probably be a better idea to actually take it down first rather than the TC because yeah, chariots are right now the only army, and well, here when the fire giants are making an appearance, yeah, that's probably going to be Migdol down in just one south, and TC will follow very soon. So they are choosing to go for the TC first, or possibly the army here. But yeah, this is exactly something that Highlander is not able to cope with, and should result in comfortable delete of this TC. On the right side, not any problems for Killer Boy, who is going for some extra temple, and this is a pretty huge army of Helepoli and extra Toxots, with finally some armory ups going right into the middle of ONU's home base, and not even those extra towers. I think I'm going to protect them. VC Rangers has meteors just now, so they will probably go into some home base like here, probably to house Highlander, and well, we won't even see that because ONU's recognized that the game is out of their hands, and the strategy from Deities of Death was well thought through, and the early Ragnarok with the Underworld Passage at the back of the base was the correct answer and correct idea to play on this map. So good job, and Deities of Death are leading 1-0. Let's have a look at the post game here, with Rangers being the MVP. That's reasonable to assume because he wasn't under any reasonable attack for the whole duration of the game. He just had the free time to boom and do whatever he wished. And Brigade just slightly behind, but that's exactly because of military score. Yeah, you can see the very bad economy score, but military pretty huge. Pretty huge indeed. Very nice military count from Highlander, but not even that was enough. It was kinda decent Ragnarok at 75 civilian units, or rather 70. He already had some trade caravans, I think. Yeah, well, pretty good game. GG.